The three most important levers of business: price, cost, and value. And if you get these three right, you will absolutely print money and make a massive impact on this planet. It gets into how you can do just that, breaking down this episode.
Do you want blissful balance in your personal and professional life? Great. What's up, guys? My name is Cary Jack, and I want to help you happy hustle a life you love, one full of passion, purpose, and positive impact. I'm a lifestyle entrepreneur, a professional model / actor, a digital marketing specialist, a podcast host, author, a biohacker, an eco-warrior, a martial artist, a hippie cowboy, and a humanitarian. My goal is to educate, inspire, and entertain you to live a life of passion, purpose, and positive impact. It is time to happy hustle your dream reality.
The three most important levers in your business: price, cost, and value. And if you get these three right, you will be absolutely printing money and making a massive impact on this planet. But if you get them wrong, let me tell you, you will be swimming upstream in a sea of entrepreneurial despair for your entire journey. And it is no fun, trust me. So stick around to the end of this episode and I actually share how I messed up price, cost, and value and how I fixed it. But before we get into that, I want to introduce myself. What's up, y'all? My name is Cary Jack, and I'm a lifestyle entrepreneur and author and founder of The Happy Hustle. And I recently heard Alex Hormozi talk about price, cost, and value. And he does a fabulous job. I got to give him credit on how he defines these terms. So I'm going to actually define these terms, and then I'm going to get into how you can create the most effective price, the least amount of cost, and essentially the most amount of perceived value so that you have leads knocking down your door to buy your product or service. If you are an aspiring entrepreneur or an entrepreneur, this one is for you. All right, so here we go. This is something I really want to start out with, and it's defining it. Price is what you charge for your product or service, okay? It's the number on the tag, will you, okay? An example, you're selling, a fitness program for 99 bucks. That's the price, right? Now the cost is what it takes to produce your product or service, okay? So that includes materials, labor, overhead, etc., right? So an example here, maybe your cost to create the fitness program might be 20 bucks, right? Okay, and now the value is the perceived benefit your customer gets from your product or service. It is subjective and it varies from person to person, right? So for someone who loses 20 pounds with your fitness program, the value is immense, right? Especially if they have a, family reunion coming up and they want to look great for their dad who maybe fat shamed them their whole life. I don't know, right? I'm just throwing stuff out there. Okay, so now that we have defined terms, price, cost, and value. Price is what you charge for your product or service. Cost is what it takes to produce your product or service. And then value is the perceived benefit your customers get from your product or service. Okay. Very important just to define those terms. Now let's talk about the relationship between these three key levers in your business. All right. So obviously, price versus value, your price should be less than the perceived value to your customer. Okay. This is, again, not rocket science, but they should feel like they're getting a great deal. They meaning your customer. Okay. So let's say, you have a program that it feels like it's worth $200, but you're charging only $99. Your customer will feel like it's a steal, right? Now we want to explore the relationship between cost versus price. Your price needs to be higher than your cost to make a profit, right? But don't just think about covering costs. You need to think about how do you maximize value. For example, if it costs you $20 to make your fitness program, right, but you are charging $99, that gives you a healthy margin. This is where I went wrong early on in my business. I didn't charge enough and I ended up working for peanuts because I didn't have enough healthy margin. Specifically, with like live events and masterminds that I was doing, I didn't charge enough. And therefore, on the back end, when it came time to look at net profit, I was actually saying, well, that wasn't worth it. I spent, 100 hours and it only netted 10 grand or whatever, So this is something you have to know your margins and you have to make sure that your cost versus price relationship is, healthy in terms of that gap. Okay, so now we're talking about strategies to increase perceived value. Obviously, perceived value is really like the biggest attractor for a customer to say yes or no. They need to feel like the value's there and that they're getting a deal. Okay. So quality is one, strategy to increase this perceived value. Deliver an exceptional quality product that exceeds expectations, right? This is, again, a way to do so in the fitness world, if we're going off this fitness program, is okay, you can offer more than just workouts. Like, I know you could do nutrition plans, community support, accountability, whatever, supplements, etc. Okay. Another way to increase perceived value is your branding. Build a strong, trustworthy brand that people actually believe in. This is, why I love the company Brand Builders Group. Shout out to Rory and AJ. That's how I built my personal brand in the Happy Hustle at large. And it was because I followed their specific strategies to build, grow, and monetize my brand. And I really focused on, okay, reputation first. Like, how can we do what we say we're going to do and over deliver value and build the Happy Hustle brand of integrity, right? Or with integrity, excuse me. So again, invest in your personal brand, show testimonials, share, success stories, help people. Even if they're not paying you, you could still help them on a call every now and again. You could do beta programs for cheaper, just help others and add value. That's how you build your brand, right? Okay, and now customer experience, right? Enhancing the overall customer experience from, the time someone just finds out about your product to the time they purchase to, actually fulfillment and the post use of your product and service. This is something that you want to focus on, providing that excellent customer service, using every platform, regular updates. I mean, just like pouring into your people. This is something right now that we are going back through as the Happy Hustle, just pulling back the curtain. We're looking at our Happy Hustle Club, our high level, mastermind annual membership, and we're saying, how can we make it even better? How can we continue to serve our people at the highest possible degree? Therefore, that they continue to stick. And we already have a high lifetime customer value. And it's like, well, how do we keep it even better? How do we increase referrals, which is AKA your cheapest form of marketing? Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Apologies for interrupting your programming. But I have to tell you, the best investment you can make in yourself is one in which helps you acquire skills. You've probably heard people talk about, oh, just invest in yourself and you'll be successful. Yes, that's true to a degree, but you have to invest in skills that will ultimately help you achieve your desired results. And I think one of the best skills one can possess, be it an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur, is the sales sword. Really knowing how to sell, utilizing pressure free persuasion, which will make you more money and more impact. Now, if you want to know how to sell more efficiently and effectively, I just launched a sales course called The Proven Roadmap Process to Selling Millions of Dollars and helping you to increase your conversions guaranteed. And you can get access to this new sales course that the Happy Hustle is launching at thehappyhustle.com/sales. And if you act fast, you'll get it at the lowest price it'll ever be available, because we are launching it and we want to gain amazing testimonials and social proof to further share this knowledge. So if you act fast, you can get it at the lowest price it'll ever be. That's at thehappyhustle.com/sales. Now let's get back to this episode. So now we got some strategies to increase that perceived value. I want to talk about practical pricing strategies. Again, price is what you charge for your product or service, and you want to think about, okay, what are some practical things? So a couple things. Premium pricing. I always recommend being more of a premium service or product, charge more and reflect that higher value. If not, you're just going to be a race to the bottom, as they say. You don't want to be like the Walmart of your industry, in my opinion. It's a very difficult business to compete in. You have to have economies at scale. Most online entrepreneurs don't have that, and they don't have the team or the resources to pull that off. So I recommend premium product, premium pricing. All right. Another way, penetration pricing. So this is something you have maybe seen done, but you start with a lower price to attract customers, then you raise it. So This is something, we've done where we do a, hey, sign up today for only $49, and then next month after that it's $99, right? And you just get people in so they can try your product or service before they really invest heavily, and therefore you get in a new customer, and then hopefully you keep them because your product or service is so good. Another way to, really increase your price is using psychological pricing, pricing tactics that appeal to customer psychology. Something simple, but again, you might have heard me say $99 instead of $100. That is a psychological trick for pricing. And, the difference is minimal, like in terms of your net margins, but the perceived pricing hack, will actually increase conversions. They've actually tested in $97 is even more effective than $99. Just like $49 is more effective than $50, but $47 is more attractive than $49. So this is just, a key. I like the pricing structure. If you're going to do a value ladder ascension, something lower ticket, like a tripwire per se, which is, a low ticket item, something under $19 could be considered a tripwire. Then you potentially would have, a front end offer that's $97 to $197 to $297, up all the way up to $497. Then you might have your core offer, which could be $1997 to $4,997, all the way to $9,997 and more, right? And then you could have an upsell on the back end. Maybe you have something for high ticket coaching or an add-on. And this is a nice value ladder ascension and that pricing that could reflect. Also, when we're talking pricing, I like to think in pricing terms of a collapsible offer structure. So you have, let's just say silver, gold, and platinum tiers. Let's say silver has 3 key benefits that it delivers and 3 key deliverables, and then maybe the gold has 6, but it includes those initial 3 from the silver, right? And then let's say your platinum might have 9 different deliverables, but it includes the 6 from the silver and gold. Therefore, you have this collapsible offer structure that makes a ton of sense to your end buyer. And oftentimes people end up taking the middle one. So if you want, price anchor your platinum one at a higher rate, and make it very attractive, that core offer that you really are trying to sell the most of. This is what Starbucks does with their different sizes. They make the large only a little bit more than the medium, and the small and the medium has a bigger gap. They want to sell more of the large, right? So they just make it an increase nominal fee. Anyway, there's a lot to pricing. I don't want to get too deep into it, but there's some practical strategies. All right. Now we want to talk about managing costs without sacrificing quality. Okay. So this comes down to one, efficient processes, right? Efficient processes like streamlining your production costs to lower them. This is, the game at scale. You need to systematize your processes. This could be like automating parts of your program delivery. When someone signs up, maybe you have a course that can walk them through a lot of the, foundational work, and then you get on a one-on-one call with them, but they know a lot of the foundation, right? Another way to manage costs without sacrificing quality is negotiating with suppliers and your vendors. You don't want to over negotiate. I've found out that like when people don't feel they're getting like a win-win deal, they just don't produce the same quality. So this is really important. But yeah, get better deals on materials and services, especially if you have bulk rates for software or tools or distribution or stuff like that. Negotiate, right? And then outsourcing, hire freelancers or agencies or non-core for non-core activities. This could mean like outsource your marketing while you focus on content creation, right? If you need distribution help, we have distribution help on YouTube. That's one of the things that I like to pay for, because I know people who will pour themselves into YouTube SEO, vidIQ, TubeBuddy, these tools that can help reach more people with our message. That's not my thing. It's not my team's thing. I'd rather pay people out of our organization. So those are some ways to manage costs without sacrificing quality. So in conclusion, I just want to wrap things up. We covered the crucial differences between price, cost, and value, and really how these concepts can be maximized to your advantage, right? Uh, some tips here: always aim to create more value than you capture in price, right? So deliver 3 to 1. I like to use that rule, 3 to 1. If someone's going to pay me 10 grand for a mastermind, I want to deliver 30 grand worth of value, right? And that was something I actually, speaking of one of the things I made a mistake on, it was that I didn't charge enough for the program. I delivered more value, but my costs were high and I lost my ass on a mastermind or two until I learned that lesson the hard way. Okay. Call to action here. And let me tell you, if you found this valuable, my goal is just to serve you and help you put the happy in your hustle, systematically harmonizing your ambition and your well being. So if you got some value, share it with somebody, like and subscribe, give us a review, all the things. Just help a brother out, spread the message. I hope this was valuable. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, I'm so grateful for you. Don't forget, price, cost, and value are the three most important levers in your business. So get them right, get them tight, and keep on happy hustling. That's it, y'all. I'm out. Peace and love, everyone.